Hi friend, my name is Sudeep. Welcome to my YouTube channel Pharmacy MCQ Guide. Today we discuss about the topic cardiovascular drug MCQ, which is used in the treatments of heart failures. Okay, now at first, what do you mean by the heart failure or cardiac heart failures? Actually, in case of the heart failure condition, the heart does not pump the sufficient amounts of the blood. Okay. As a result, the heart rate and force also decreases. And at last, it produces the heart failure conditions. Actually, the sufficient amounts of the blood and oxygens is not supply for the functions of the heart. Okay. So now, cardiovascular drug or cardiac glycoside means now cardiac glycoside drugs or cardiovascular drugs are group of the drug which also have the specific action on the heart. Mean they also produces the increase the force and rate of the heart. So it is used in the treatments of congestive heart failures or cardiac heart failure patients. Now in this topic, the first question is question number 1, the source of the digitalis. What is digitalis? The digitalis belongs to the plant source of cardiac glycoside group. Okay. So what is the source of the digitalis? Option number A, digitalis purpurea. Option number B, digitalis lanata. Option number C, both. Option number D, none. These digitalis also have the two sources. Number 1, digitalis purpurea. Number 2, digitalis lanata. So the right answer is option number C, both. Now next question, which part of the cardiac glycoside maintain the permeability, penetrability and fixation of the myocardium? The layers of the heart myocardium, उसका जो permeability, penetrability and the fixation, so which parts of the glycoside maintain? Actually, the cardiac glycoside also contain the two parts. Number 1, sugar parts or glycan part. Number 2, non-sugar part or aglycan part. So this sugar part also contain the steroidal structure and lacton ring, which is attached to the 17 carbon atoms of the steroidal structure. So this lacton ring is responsible for the pharmacological actions of the cardiac glycoside drug. So the sugar portion is responsible for the pharmacological actions of the cardiac glycoside drug, but the non-sugar portion is responsible for the permeability, penetrability and the fixation of the myocardium layer of the heart. So the right answer is option number B, non-sugar parts. Question number 3, give an example of the animal source which contain the cardiac glycoside. Bufotoxins. Bufotoxin is the chemical constituents of cardiac glycoside. Actually, at first we see digitalis group of drugs are the plant source of the cardiac glycoside. But option number A, spider. Option number B, toad. Option number C, camel. Option number D, sheep. Option number B, toad is the right answer. What is the scientific names of the toads? The Bufo vulgaris species. Bufo vulgaris is one type of the species of the toads which contain, means which skin also contains the bufotoxins, cardiac glycoside, which is the example of the animal source. So the right answer is option number B. Question number 4, which ion is required for the improvement of the cardiac failure patient? Actually, option number A, magnesium. Option number B, potassium. Option number C, calcium. Option number D, all of these are. Actually, calcium ion. Calcium ion is the one type of ion which also improve or that increase the force and rate of the heart. So calcium ion is required for the improvements of cardiac failure patient. So the right answer is option number C. Next question, digitalis act by inhibiting by which of the channels? Option number A, sodium potassium ATPase. Option number B, calcium sodium exchanger. Option number C, hydrogen potassium ATPase. Option number D, none of these above. Actually, option number C, hydrogen potassium ATPase is the wrong answer, because hydrogen potassium ATPase is also present in GIT tract. It is also called as proton pump. It is also called as proton pump. Option number B, calcium sodium exchanger. It is not the right answer. It is wrong answer, because in this way calcium is also goes in outside and sodium is also comes into inside. Option number A, sodium potassium ATPase is the right answer. Digoxins or digitalis group of drugs also act by inhibiting this type of channel, sodium potassium ATPase channel. So the right answer is option number A. Next, question number 6, which condition reduces the digitalis toxicity? Actually, now a patient suffering from cardiac failures. Okay, so this patient also take the digitalis group of drug such as digoxins. Okay, but excessive use of the digoxins, it produces the digitalis toxicity. Okay, so in these conditions actually hyperkalemia means the increase the numbers of the potassium ion in our body. So this hyperkalemic conditions is also reduces the digitalis toxicity conditions, but hypokalemic conditions also induces the digitalis toxicity or aggravate the digitalis toxicity conditions. Hypernatremia, it is not effect, and hypercalcemia is also produces the heart death. Okay, so the right answer is hyperkalemia, means high levels of the potassiums also reduces the digitalis toxicity. What is the symptoms of the digitalis toxicity? Now, tachycardia, supraventricular tachycardia, atrial fibrillation and the atrial flutters, and ventricular tachycardia is the symptoms of the digitalis toxicity. Question number 7, which groups of the drug is used in mild heart failure case? Actually, option number A, digoxin, option number B, ramipril, option number C, metoprolol, option number D, furosemide. Actually, these all group types of drugs are used in the treatments of the heart failure patient. But which specific drug is the first choice for the mild heart failure patient? Option number A, digoxin, belongs to the group of cardiac glycoside drug. It is not the right answer. Option number C, metoprolol, it belongs to the beta blocker. So it is not the right answer, but it is used in heart failure patient. Option number D, furosemide, it is one type of the diuretic. It is also used in the treatments of heart failure. But option number B is the right answer, ramipril. Actually, ramipril, lisinopril is the ACE inhibitor, means angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. This group of drugs is specifically used in the treatments of mild heart failure patients. So the right answer is option number B. Question number 8, the digitalis toxicity includes the following. Option number A, supraventricular tachycardia. Supraventricular tachycardia means above the ventricle heart rate also increases above the normal. Option number B, atrial fibrillation and the atrial flutter. Actually, in case of the atrial fibrillation condition, heart rate range from 500 beats per minute, and atrial flutter, in case of the atrial flutter condition, the heart rate range from 200 to 300 beats per minute. Okay, so option number C, arrhythmia. Arrhythmia means the impulse, actually arrhythmia means the disbalance or dysfunctioning of the impulse conductions and impulse formations. Actually, the impulse also conducted from SNO to AV node, AV node to Higgs-Burney and Purkinje's fiber is also impaired. Okay, so the right option number D is the all of the above. So the right answer is option number D, all of the above. Question number 9, give an example of the phosphodiesterase inhibitor used in the heart failure patient. Actually, phosphodiesterase it is one type of the enzyme which is present in cardiac myocyte cells and the vascular smooth muscle cells. Okay, when this phosphodiesterase enzymes also inhibited, it also produces the increased levels of the cyclic AMP in our body. So the breakdowns of the cyclic AMP to the AMP is also prevented. So the cyclic AMP level in our body also increases. As a result, contractility of the heart, force of the heart also increases. Okay, so what is the example? Option number A, inamrinone. Option number B, digoxin. Option number C, enoximone. Option number D, both A and B. So the right answer is option number A and C both. Option number A and C both is the right answer. Yeah, it is the wrong option. Option number D is the wrong because it is both A and C. Okay, so inamrinone and enoximone is the right answer. Digoxin belongs to the cardioglycoside group. So question number 10, give an example of the cardiovascular drug used in the heart failure without producing the positive inotropic effect. Now, at first we see the classification of the drug used in the treatments of the heart failure. The first option number 1, the drug used in the cardiac heart failure patient with producing the positive inotropic effect. Positive inotropic effect means it also increases the heart rate. Okay, and option number 2, drug used in the treatments of the heart failure patient without producing the positive inotropic effect. So, which group of drug used in the heart failure patient without producing the positive inotropic effect? Means it does not affect the heart rate. Option number A, inamrinone. Option number B, digoxin. Option number C, metoprolol. Option number D, all of this above. So right answer is option number C, metoprolol, because inamrinone and digoxins belongs to the group of drug which produces the positive inotropic effect, but metoprolol does not produces the positive inotropic effect, but it is also used in treatments of heart failure patient. So the right answer is option number C. Question number 11, example of the vasodilator used in the treatments of the heart failure patients. Option number A, furosemide. Option number B, ramipril. Option number C, isosorbide dinitrate. Option number D, conifeptam. Actually, option number A, it is the wrong answer because it belongs to the group of diuretic. It is not the vasodilator. Option number B, ramipril. It is the AC inhibitor, means angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. It is not the vasodilator. Option number D, conifeptam. It is the vasopressin receptor antagonist. It is the vasopressin receptor antagonist group of drug. It is not the vasodilator. So the option number C is the right answer. Isosorbide dinitrate is one type of vasodilating agent. It is used sublingually, used in the treatment of the heart failure patients. Option number C is the right answer. Question number 12, the range of the heart rate in case of the arterial fibrillations. Option number A, 200 to 300 beats per minute. Option number B, 500 beats per minute. Option number C, 55 per 60 beats per minute. Option number D, 72 to 80 beats per minute. Actually, the right answer is option number B, 500 beats per minute, the range of the heart in case of the arterial fibrillation. Option number B is the right answer, but option number A, 200 to 300 beats per minute in case of arterial flutter conditions. Option number C, 55 to 60 beats per minute in case of normal bradycardic condition. Bradycardic condition means decrease in the heart rate. But option number D, 72 to 80 beats, it is the normal heart rate conditions. So the right answer is option number B, 500 beats per minute. Question number 13, the plasma half-life of which digoxin is high. What is the plasma half-life of the digoxins? Option number A, 6 to 7 days. Option number B, 38 to 40 hours. Option number C, 80 to 20 hours. Option number D, none of this above. The right answer is 38 to 40 hours is the plasma half-life of the digoxin group of drug which is high. Question number 14, the maintenance dose of the digoxin. What is the actually digoxin dose of the digoxin? Generally two types. Number one is digitalizing dose, or number two is maintenance dose. Okay, so maintenance dose of the digoxin is option number A, 0.1 milligram single dose. Option number B, 0.25 to 0.5 milligram per day single dose. Option number 0.2 milligram double dose. Option number D, all of this above. Actually, the right answer is 0.1 milligram single dose is the maintenance dose of the digoxin used in case of the heart failure condition patient. Question number 15, the toxicity of the phosphodiesterase enzyme inhibitors. What is the toxicity? Option number A, nausea. Option number B, GIT upset. Option number B, thrombocytopenia. Thrombocytopenia means the decreased condition in the platelets, means decrease in the platelet count condition, excessive decrease in, so it is called as the thrombocytopenia. Option number D, all of this above. So the right answer is option number D. Nausea, GIT after thrombocytopenia is the main side effect of the toxicity of phosphodiesterase enzyme inhibitor. Question number 16. In which dose of the dopamine produces the renal vasodilation? Actually, the dose of the dopamine is generally divided into three parts. Number 1, lower dose. Lower dose is 2 to 5 microgram per kg per minute. Option number 2, medium dose. Medium dose is 5 to 10 microgram per kg per minute. Option number C, high dose of the dopamine means 10 microgram per kg per minute. But in which dose dopamine produces the renal vasodilation? Renal vasodilation means the blood vessels of in case of the renal portion is also dilated. As a result, the blood supply also improve in these portions. So option number A, 2 to 5 microgram per kg per minute is the lower dose, is a suitable dose which produces the renal vasodilations. The right answer is option number A. Question number 17. Tolvaptan is used in the heart failure patient for its which actions? Okay, actually at first tolvaptan, what do you mean by the tolvaptan? Actually tolvaptan belongs to the group of vasopressin receptor antagonist. Actually vasopressin receptor generally two types. Number 1, V1 type receptors, number 2, V2 type receptors. Okay, so tolvaptans also generally antagonize or block the actions of, inhibit the actions of V2 receptor only. So tolvaptan is V2 receptor antagonist. But what is the function of V2 receptor? The V2 receptor also produces the anti-diuretic actions, and V1 receptors also produces the bronchoconstriction or vasoconstriction actions. So tolvaptan is V2 receptor antagonist, so it also produces the diuretic action. Okay, so option number 1 vasodilation, option number B diuretic, option number C both, option number D none. So tolvaptan, as tolvaptan is V2 receptor antagonist, so it is also produces the diuretic action. But why? The receptors of the V2 also produces the antidiuretic action, but tolvaptan is V2 receptor antagonist, so it produces the opposite effect, means diuretic effect. So the right answer is option number B. Question number 18. The digoxin is contraindicated in option number A, angina pectoris, option number B, ventricular tachycardia, option number C, hypertensive patient, option number D, complete heart block. Actually the right answer is option number B. Actually digoxin's excessive use of the digoxin produces the tachycardia, ventricular tachycardia. Okay, means excessive heart rate. So in case of the tachycardia patient, when digitalis is administered, it also produces the excessive increase of the heart rate. So as a result, it produces the heart failures, heart attacks. So the right answer is option number B. Question number 19. The most important channels of the elimination of the digoxins. Which route is suitable for the elimination of the digoxins? Option number A, glomerular filtrations. Option number B, tubular secretions. Option number C, excretion in the bile. Option number D, hepatic metabolism. So glomerular filtrations is the suitable pathway, suitable routes for the elimination of the digoxin group of drugs. Glomerular filtrations. Last questions. Question number 20. Long-term AC inhibitors therapy retards the progression of. मान ले long terms of the AC inhibitors retards the progression of which disease? Option number A, diabetic neuropathy, means excessive levels of the diabetes conditions, it also affect the neuropathy, means it also affect the nerve. Diabetic retinopathy means excessive levels of diabetic conditions, it also affect the retina of the eye. And option number C, hypertensive neuropathy means excessive levels of the high pressures, it also affect the nerve, अर्थात it also produces the nerve inflammations or nerve damage. Okay, so the long terms of the AC inhibitor therapy retard the progression of option number D, All of the above is the right answer. It also prevent the progression of diabetic neuropathy, diabetic retinopathy, and hypertensive neuropathy. So please like, share, and subscribe my channels. For next video, please subscribe my channels.